We have seen up to Jack finding his mother's letter written to him on the plain side of wrapper paper of logo origami. He searched Chinese calendar in Google and found that today is Qingming. On Qingming, the spirits of the departed are allowed to visit their families. Jack didn't allow his mother to speak when she was alive. She was marginalized and treated as the other by her own son. But after her death, her letter aroused a curiosity in his mind. It brought a change in his mind. He wanted to know what is written in it. He needed someone to translate this for him. A young woman tourist from China came forward to help him. Years back, he tried to forget that language, but now that language is sinking his heart through skin, bones, and finally it squeezed him around his heart. Let us see what Jack's mother has written to him. So here the focus shifts to Jack's mother. Jack, you were angry if I touched you. That gave me severe pain. So I have decided to communicate you through writing. Once you liked paper animals, and so I have decided to write in those papers. These animals are my own part. After my death, these animals won't move. When you are reading this, I would be dead. You can bring me back alive through these paper animals. On Qingming, my spirit will be allowed to visit my family. These paper animals would leap and pounce if you think of me on Qingming. I want to express what is there in my heart, so I chose Chinese language. I wanted to narrate my life story. Earlier I didn't tell you because you were not matured enough to understand that. I was born in 1957 in a village called Sigulu to a poor peasant family members. In my childhood I witnessed a famine, and so 30 million people died of that. We became destitutes. I saw my own mother eating dirt and giving the last bit of flour to me. But gradually everything came to a better stage. Then Sigulu became famous for zizzy paper craft. My mother taught me how to make paper craft and give life to them. This was the practical magic in that village. We made paper birds to chase grasshoppers away from the fields. We made paper tigers to keep them away from the mice. We made paper dragons on Chinese New Year. To drive away the past year's bad memories, we explode firecrackers using those paper dragons. But a series of suffering wait for us in the name of Cultural Revolution. Cultural Revolution took place in the year 1966. 20 years before, that is in the year 1946, my maternal uncle went to Hong Kong and he became a merchant there. Having a relative in Hong Kong meant people here are considered to be spies and enemies. Someone in the village remembered that my maternal uncle is in Hong Kong. 50 years ago he has moved to that place. Someone remembered that, and because of that, people began to have hatred and insane attitude towards us. My own grandmother couldn't bear people's hatred and anger, and so she threw herself into a well. And some boys dragged away my grandfather into the forest and he didn't return after that. I was a 10-year-old orphan at that time. I became a homeless and vagabond at that age. My only relative stays in Hong Kong. So one night I tried to move to Hong Kong. I struck myself in a train moving towards south. Here starts the story of displacement. After moving to Gaondang province, she stole food from a field. For that, as a punishment, a group of men caught hold of her. These men smuggled girls across the border in the bottom of the truck. She explained to them that she wants to go to Hong Kong, but they laughed and used her for their trade. In their trade, the buyers will choose and adopt the girls who looks healthy and intelligent. She couldn't resist, and so she became the passive recipient. The Chin family picked her to take care of their 2 boys. For 6 years, she was treated ruthlessly and beaten heartlessly like a slave for no fault of her own. She has to sleep only in the locked kitchen cupboard. She had thirst to learn English, but she was beaten for that also. They feared that she would inform police if she learns to communicate in English. She would expose their illegal abduction of girls. So they threatened her that the police would imprison you if you go to the police. She experienced the violation of dignity for the 6 years, for totally 6 years. When she was 16 years old, one fish selling woman noticed her and warned her of upcoming danger. There is a threat of sexual abuse in their house. To avoid the owner raping her and the woman showing her anger to her, this fish selling woman helped this helpless girl from this hell by giving her in marriage to American man. There are many American men who wanted Asian wives. They have to cook and clean and take care of them. In a state of helplessness, with many lies, she married one American. That man was very kind and gentle with her and saved her from adversity. She was grateful to him, but the problem for her is no one understood her and she understood nothing. After her marriage with that American, she has given birth to one son, that is Jack. She was very happy to see him in his shades, in his mother's. She was very happy to see him in the shades of her mother, father, and herself. She felt that she gained back everything she has lost and loved. His face is the proof of her loved ones. She had no one to talk to except Jack. She was very happy with his Chinese accent and his play with the zesty animals. She felt that she had no worries in the world. After his birth only, she realized she had a good life. For the Chinese, the saddest thing is leaving the parents without caring. The saddest thing happened to her also. The son began to hate his Chinese eyes, hair, but those existence gave her joy. He stopped talking to her and not letting her talk. At that time she felt she has lost everything again, and she ended the letter with the question, "Why won't you talk to me, son?" With that, she ended that letter. Jack asked that young woman tourist who is reading his mother's letter, wear the character I on the paper. That means love. When she showed it, he wrote that character again and again on her word. That woman left him after giving some consoling gesture. Then he refolded the paper back into Lohu. He cradled Lohu in the crook of his arm. Lohu got back its life. He purred. Then they walked towards home. So here the story ends. The short story ends with this line, "We began the walk home." Lohu and Jack are not separate figures now. They are united as a single person. The native culture, the native touch is strongly rooted in his heart. This short story talked about cultural difference and exploitation.